My name is Amy Hess. I am the special agent in charge of the FBI's Louisville field office, which covers the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky. And today, I want to update you on our efforts to find Eric Conn. First, if you would allow me to provide some background. This investigation was conducted by the FBI, the Office of Inspectors General for both the Social Security Administration and the Department of Health and Human Services, as well as the Internal Revenue Service's Criminal Investigative Division and the Department of Justice. The investigation revealed that over a 10-year period, attorney Eric C. Conn, along with Social Security Administrative Law Judge David B. Dougherty, clinical psychologist Alfred Bradley Atkins, and others, conspired to award disability benefits to more than 1,700 claimants, regardless of their true status. These fraudulent submissions would have exceeded $550 million in lifetime benefits from the Social Security Administration. Mr. Conn, Judge Dougherty, and Dr. Atkins were all indicted for their roles in this conspiracy in April of 2016. In March of this year, after lengthy plea negotiations, Mr. Conn pled guilty to charges of theft of government money and payment of gratuities. He agreed to return $5.7 million in fees and make $46.5 million in restitution to the Social Security Administration. On April 12th, Mr. Conn was released from custody pending sentencing, with the condition he wear an electronic monitoring bracelet and remain in his home except for pre-approved outings. On May 12th, Judge Dougherty pled guilty to accepting illegal gratuities and agreed to forfeit $609,000, representing the amount of bribes he accepted. Both Conn and Dougherty were scheduled to be sentenced later this summer. On Monday, this Monday, June 12th, Dr. Atkins was convicted by a jury of conspiracy, mail fraud, wire fraud, and making a false statement on a record submitted to the Social Security Administration. His sentencing is scheduled currently for September. Mr. Conn had agreed to testify in Dr. Atkins' trial. However, on June 2nd, Eric Conn, the main defendant in this case, cut off his electronic monitoring bracelet and fled custody, violating his terms of release, his plea agreement, and his own desire to fight for justice. Since then, the FBI has been working closely with other agencies, including those previously mentioned, as well as U.S. Probation, the U.S. Marshals Service, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and the Kentucky State Police to find Mr. Conn. We've been pursuing all investigative leads to include conducting interviews of Mr. Conn's family, friends, and associates, reviewing emails and social media posts purportedly originating from Mr. Conn, and we've been talking with his attorney in an effort to convince Mr. Conn to turn himself in. Last week, I announced the offer of a $20,000 reward for information leading directly to the arrest of Mr. Conn. And yesterday, the FBI, KSP, and Social Security Administration personnel executed a search warrant at the residence of Mr. Conn's mother in Pikeville. His law office and a vehicle were also searched. And currently, we're examining all of the items that were seized. Our primary goal is to protect the community and to bring Mr. Conn in safely. His cooperation would be extremely beneficial to ensuring justice for the community. We've been working diligently around the clock to locate Mr. Conn, and we will continue to do so. When defendants violate the terms of their plea agreement, it's the common practice of the prosecution to reconsider certain aspects of the agreement. This case is no different, and all options are being discussed. As stated, the FBI and our partner agencies took enforcement actions yesterday, and on Monday, we will undertake further action with the expectation that charges against additional co-conspirators, including family members and associates of Eric Conn, will likely follow. We continue to narrow the focus of our investigation into Mr. Conn's whereabouts and will bring all available resources to bear until he's found. The community is asked to be vigilant, and anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of Mr. Conn is asked to call the Louisville FBI office at 502-263-4600. 6,000.